With me is John Watson. How you doing, John?
Doing great, Marty. How are you?
Oh, we'll see. It's been a challenge, but it's fun getting all this broadcast stuff working. I see we are 3 minutes and 45 seconds to race start. So I think, John, you want to do the penalties from the last week's quality race?
Sure, Marty. Looks like we've only got 3 penalties, and Rodrigo got a 5 grid spot penalty. His brother Felipe went to the back of the starting cars, and Barrett Rolfe also had a no or a back to the pack penalty for the first lap contact.
So that's the bad boy list.
That's it.
Okay. Well, all right. Just for those of you that didn't catch our broadcast last week, it was the qualifying race for tonight's 2 hour plus enduro. And so we have a starting grid. There's no qualifying tonight because that happened last week. So our starting grid consists of, in first place on pole is Ronny Nunez. Next to him is Moses Calabano. In third is John Ludden. In fourth is Brad Marys. In fifth is Aaron Parsons. In sixth is Salem Montgomery Jr. In seventh is Thomas Schubeck. In eighth is Andrew Warner. In ninth is Chris Moses. In 10th is Luis Nieto. In 11th is Iggy Jordia. In 12th is Matt Taylor. In 13th, Martin Walters. In 14th, John Houston. In 15th, Bjorn Heyman. In 16th, Carlos De La Torre. In 17th, Omar Gomez. In 18th, Mike Greatrix. And in 19th is David Zinn. So that's our lineup for tonight, and it should be 2 hours plus of some door banging action. Hopefully not excessively so.
You got another page of starters there, Marty. You
Oh,
got a bunch.
apologies. We have a
Yeah, I'll
full
go over
field.
them.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we got Kreshnik in 21st and Jack Ivey 22nd, John McIntyre 23rd. Rodrigo starts in 24th after his penalty. Barrett is 25th after his, and Al is bringing up the rear. He was unable to attend last week, so he's starting from the back.
Yeah, Al should have a lot of fun from there. Yeah.
I normally do, so yeah.
Yeah, starting from the back is always exciting. It's like you have to use higher than normal self-restraint, and yet you want to gain those positions and get up with the field that's running comparable lap times to your own. Um, we should mention where we are. We're at the famous and infamous Bathurst in Australia, one of the most notorious road racing courses in the world. It's a definitely one of the most tricky, dangerous, and exciting tracks. Looks like we're just about ready to start here. Let me get.
Yep, here we go.
Here we go. And we're off. That's a green flag start. We're out of turn one and headed up the long straightaway to turn two.
It's pretty clean so far.
But most everybody made it through turn 2. It's where we had our problems last week. It was quite a pileup.
Oh, little bump, stacking up at the cutting a little bit, but looks like everybody's getting away relatively clean.
Wow, Moses Calabrano has really pulled out a lead. He's already got almost 3 seconds on second place Ronny Nunez.
Yeah, he's flying.
Ooh.
Oh, had a little melee there.
Yeah, it looks like
Cars all over the place.
Montgomery and who was that? John Ludden. Yeah, came together. Looks like Ludden got the worst of that. Looks like Brad Marys is challenging close there. He really wants to get around John. Wow, look at this. 3 deep, 2 abreast, going into turn 2. This is excellent stuff. These guys really have their act together. God knows some of them have put in some long practice sessions. I've seen some of these guys doing many laps on the server in practice this week. I mean, this is one race I know a lot of guys really, it's the first points race of the season, and they definitely want to start off their season on a high note with a good finish.
Yes, absolutely. We're all looking pretty good out there tonight.
Oop, got a little wall testing going on here. But David Zonda had it off there, but he got going clean, didn't have any contact with anyone else.
Watching the battle between Montgomery and Eza. Looks like Parsons is going to try to make a pass here pretty soon. He's sticking his nose in there wherever he can.
Looks like Ronny Nunez is bringing that gap down to the leader.
Yeah, it looks like his lap time 2:03.8 last lap for Ronny was the quickest of the race so far, and that was a 1.2 seconds quicker than the leader, Moses Caraballo. Guess he's going to try to make the pass here.
No, I think he's not close enough yet, but he's definitely closing the gap, so he's thinking about it. It's still very early in a long, long race, so these guys, need to settle in, find their pace, think of their strategies, and be there when opportunity presents itself. But yeah, Ronnie's definitely closing up here. We're on board with Salem Montgomery Jr. looking backwards. Ez is like just a couple of car lengths off, just ready to make it happen if the opportunity presents itself. Yeah, we've got at least two very tight races here between for first place and for third place. John, have you noted what tires these guys are starting on?
I believe everyone, let's see, Schubeck, Zahn, Rodrigo are all on a different tire. They must be on hards, and everyone else on mediums.
Yeah, if you're looking in the garage view, you should see everybody's tire selection. I guess I could do that.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Actually, looks like everyone is on mediums except for
Omar Gomez.
Omar, who's on soft. Great battle up front now.
Yeah, I'm on it. Oh, I see from timing, looks like Parsons has made the move. Is now taking third from Montgomery.
He was all over Salem there for a few laps, so I expect he's going to start to make a gap.
Yeah, he
catch
definitely
up with the front too.
Looked like he had the pace, and by the same token, it appears to me that Nunez has pace on Caraballo. I hope I'm pronouncing that reasonably closely.
I think that's pretty good.
See, Brad and Ludner back there nose to tail.
Luis is going to try to get a run up the Conrad Straight, or up the Mountain Straight. Might try to make the pass this lap.
like Matt Taylor in the Corvette and Thomas Schubeck in that Bentley are basically having a nice time.
Yeah, Schubeck showed a lot of speed last week. And of course Taylor, very fast as well.
Yeah, Thomas's speed not only had speed, he had the consistency that counted in the end. It was a very good drive. Got around last year's league champion in Thursday night GT racing, Chris Moses. Uh-oh. Whoa.
Oh boy. Caraballo has a spin.
Yes, he did. He's in a bad spot.
He's got it back. He's going again, but he's behind Barrett now. Looks like an 11th spot.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, he had a very good run starting from the front. But we all know Ronny Nunez is one of the fastest guys lately in these cars, and he definitely seemed to have pace. John, did you happen to see, was there any contact?
I just saw him spinning. I don't even think he hit the wall, so no, I couldn't tell.
What's happening, boys? It's Al here. Early night for me.
Hey, Al, what are you doing?
Are you already out, Al?
Yeah, I actually hit the wall and my engine died. So
Really?
Oh, no.
I could not go any further. Yeah, I got a little out of shape, but pretty intense race going on right now, especially up front.
Yes, we're trying to stay on. There's 2 or 3 very fast and very close races going on right here.
It's like Aaron's trying to win his national race here. Doing a very good job of catching up with the lead. He might even try to make a pass this lap.
Yeah, Luis Nieto is just taking over third from Salem Montgomery.
Yeah, they're heading into the back straight now. That Lambo really has a lot of straight line speeds. It's going to be interesting if he can catch that Nunez here. Well, looks like Nunez might have him covered.
Yeah, he wasn't hurting for top end there. Of course, Eza may be carrying some extra downforce.
Meanwhile, Nieto is putting in fastest laps. He's trying to catch those 2 front runners.
Yeah, and here we have John Ledden starting to put the pressure on Salem Montgomery Jr. Ford against Chevy, just the way we love it. Whew. That was
Pretty bold move.
Yeah, Salem gave him room, and he thought better of it. That was a good move.
Yeah, I think John made a good decision there to go ahead and let off a little bit rather than risk any contact.
Yeah, we're only 8 laps into a 65-lap race here, so discretion is the better part of valor. Jumping back up front here, the fight between Ronny Nunez and Aaron Parsons has continued apace.
as we saw earlier with Aaron when he was battling with Salem, he keeps that nose clean, so if he doesn't get a very good run and can get on that inside for that turn, I don't think he's going to even attempt to make a pass.
Now Aaron is among the most experienced, patient, as well as quick drivers here. He's someone we all try to take a page from his book when it comes to racecraft and strategy. He's also pretty good computer tech. And looking inside. No, not yet. I know if I switch away from this battle here, we'll miss it.
Yeah, this is some good close racing. Very intense up front. Looks like Aaron's trying to at least let Ronny know that he's there, and he's probably a little bit faster. And maybe if he puts that nose in there enough times, Ronny might just let him go through, being such a long race.
Yeah, this is a situation where, you know, guys run nose to tail for a few laps, sizing each other up. You know, where are the strengths, where are the weaknesses? What's he going to do if I get my nose in? If he gives me a gap, you know, shall I go for it? Shall I hang back? Or just, you know, get him watching his mirrors. There's just an infinite number of strategies and counter strategies. It's what makes. Here he comes. Ez is to the inside.
Oh boy, he's got the inside.
See that was.
He lets him.
Yeah. You give it a move, so let Ronny know that he's willing to go for that gap to see what he does. Every move doesn't have to be 100% commitment.
And meanwhile, Luis catching up slowly but surely.
Yeah, I just saw that green car in the background. Those Ferraris are definitely on pace tonight. Yeah, we'll run down back through the field after this this little battle settles itself here. We definitely want to see how this is going to play out. Or they could do this for 2 hours, who knows?
Looks like Rodrigo Triana is in the pits. Don't know if he just parked it or if he's actually getting served. I think maybe Luis may have had a little slip up during this lap. He's not definitely lost a little time. Oh, Ronny gets off into the grass, allowing Ez to get right up on his bumper.
Yeah,
he may try turn one.
Yeah, Ronny's taking the let him go. This has been fun for too long.
And they're side by side, and looks like Ez has got the pass made.
We have a new leader, Aaron Parsons, who's now taking the lead. Ronny's just going to hang with him for a while and see what happens. He's not going to give it up. His teammate Luis Nieto is now 3 seconds back of the leader. So it's always a comfort to have your teammate close. Well, not always.
Yeah, I guess depending on who that teammate is.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, it looks like this has settled down for a while. Let's drop back to the rest of the pack and see how it's going.
Looks like Andrew Werner got past Salem.
Yeah, you're right.
For 5th place.
Brad Marys is in 7th, all by himself, just keeping pace. Chris Mose is not far behind in 8th.
Followed by his teammate, Matt Taylor. Barrett Rolfs made his way all the way up to 11th from the back of the field. It's a good job.
Yeah, Barrett had that back of the field penalty for that second turn incident at the start of last week's race.
Nice tight little battle between two Porsches of Iggy and Carlos de la Torre.
Yeah, exactly. We're watching that. It's like one of them had a couple wheels off in the dirt. That kind of hurt him. Now he's got a pack behind him.
Yeah, a pair of Astons coming up. John McIntyre and Kreshnik.
Yeah, one of the toughest things in motor racing is when you know you've made a mistake and you've dropped a couple wheels off and you've had to lift the throttle and you've lost some time, and then you get back, trying to get back up to pace, get into your rhythm, and you got the whole world on your bumper.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I don't think there's a race driver who doesn't know that feeling.
Looks like Aaron's stretching out the lead. He's got about 2 or 3 second lead now.
Oh, I think one of the Porsches came to grief right here. That was Carlos. Got it turned around.
Carlos, yeah.
He got going again. Kind of wonder at this point in the race whether there are tire issues. In fact, that reminds me of I heard some rumors that pit strategies may be wide open here due to the somewhat difference in gas mileage between some of these cars. It may mean the difference between a 2-stop race for some and a 3-stop race for others. So this is going to be fun to watch.
Yes, that's going to be interesting.
Well, we know looks like we already got our first pit stop. That's Carlos coming in, no doubt, to try to fix some damage and to get some fresh tires on the car and get it back out there.
Yeah, it looked like he may have gotten some damage and he maybe overheated his tires pretty bad, or possibly flat spotted it. He was struggling to get back up the pit. Looking back, and looks like Moses Caraballo is all the way back in the 20th spot, so he's had a rough going here.
we have Mike Greatrix looking to put a move on Omar Gomez in the Porsche.
We have the same battle going on up ahead too, with that Gulf Aston and the Porsche. Each one of those, their teammates.
Yeah, we're starting to see the field kind of spread out and settle down now. Got a few tight battles, but these guys know they got a long way to go. We're 14 laps into a 65-lap race, and it's all about what you got at the end.
Looks like Barrett's going to put a move on Matt Taylor into turn one, and Taylor lets him. Looks like he lifted a little bit just to let him go. So Rolf's all the way up in the top 10.
Yeah, right now it looks like our closest battle here is Mike Greatrix trying to gain 16th position from Omar Gomez. Porsche against Aston. Oh, I see. It looks like Thomas Schubeck is parked it.
Oh, yep, he is out. Good pace.
Yeah. Well, we'll all have to watch the replay and pick up the details after the fact.
I can pretty much guarantee he hit the wall somewhere on this circuit to put him out.
Yeah, the walls are very unforgiving, and if you
Probably up on top of the hill.
yeah.
I think Werner's still ahead of Montgomery, followed by Brad, Chris, and Martin Walter.
Like John Houston's got
Levin's
it.
putting in some good times.
Yeah, John Houston's got himself a fairly lonely drive at the moment, although that's not a bad thing sometimes.
I see the fastest lap so far has gone to 9th place. Well, 8th place. He just passed Chris Moses. It's Martin Walter. He is flying. And if it comes down to a fuel type race where some of these guys are going to have to make an extra stop, don't believe the Porsches are going to have to, so they might be in the driver's seat here.
Certainly looking like that.
Aaron in the Lamborghini, I don't think he gets enough mileage, or he's going to have to do a lot of work to save enough fuel to make it a two-stopper.
Yeah, I know historically the Lamborghinis are, that's where they get their good speed, is that they are pretty thirsty. I see Mike Greatrix has gotten that 16th position from Omar Gomez.
Looks like Aaron's going to start to lapping cars. He's coming up on Bjorn, who looks like he's just going to pull over at the cutting and let him go. Good job.
Yeah, that is one of the more unwelcome challenges in motor racing, is that if for whatever reason, pit stops or lack of pace, you got leaders coming up on you, you really need to find a way to let them around safely without losing a lot of speed yourself and not getting you and the leaders into trouble.
Right, and this track is one of the toughest because very large portion, probably from the cutting all the way to the entry to the Conrad Straight. There's really nowhere to let somebody go.
Exactly. You just have to be patient.
Yeah, it's almost one line through that whole part of the track, several turns.
It's possible that if you can time it just right, to just kind of lift and stay to the outside of a turn. Make sure you lose enough speed to where you don't put yourself in the wall and let the faster car have the apex, but that usually happens as much by accident as by intention.
Sure does.
It would appear Martin Walters is gradually closing the gap here on Brad Mary's. I think this is where our next hot battle is. And Brad just lets him by.
Yeah, I think he probably knew
Yeah.
that Walters has the pace on him. Their last laps were 2 seconds apart.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
And it looks like Ludden is catching up, is right on the bumper of Luis Nieto.
He sure is. He's looking to the inside. Nieto's staying to the outside. No change in position. I wonder what these new Ford GTs fall in the gas mileage range with their presumably high efficiency V6 turbo.
I wish I could tell you the answer to that. Actually, I think I did hear from a driver last night that they were getting 5 liters a lap, or a little bit less. And I believe one of the Lambo drivers was getting about 5 1/4 liters per lap.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I heard one of the Porsche drivers saying that they were definitely in the high 4 liter range.
Yeah, thinking about that for the entire race, that's a little over 15 liters of fuel difference.
There's a dandy little battle here between Lewis and John. John's giving him all the look at me in your mirrors.
It sure is. I'm surprised to see Brad with his best lap at a 2:04.6. I think maybe he may have gotten some aero damage. I bet after the first set of pit stops he's going to be quicker than that, because he's usually very fast around this track.
Yeah, he's usually on the pace. He can also be very conservative and wily about his racecraft and his pit strategies.
That's true. That's true. He could be conserving fuel.
Boy, this is good stuff here with Luis Nieto and John Ludden. Doesn't look like the Ford GT has any top end speed on the Porsche or on the Ferrari.
No, the Ferraris look pretty quick. Top end, that's for sure. Looks like we're at lap 19. I would expect some people to start pitting around, I guess, 21 or 22 would be the, if you're going to make it a two-stopper, you're going to have to go 22 laps, at least twice, right?
Well, John, I'm appointing you the broadcast mathematician.
Well, I'm going to stick with that. I think the guys going to make it two-stopper are going to have to make it 22 laps on 2 out of the 3 stints, and the other one's going to be 21.
Well, we should start seeing some answers to those questions here pretty quick when we start seeing our first pit stops from the leaders. Yeah, John Ludden definitely looks like he's got pace in the twisties here. And just he's looking for his opportunity, but it's... And meanwhile, Aaron Parsons has got like almost a 7-second lead on everybody here.
Not shocked a bit. Although I'd love to be able to see him, to see if he can make it 22 laps.
Well, he didn't come in at the end of 19. It was a lovely little...
The tanks are 110 liters, right?
You know, I really don't know. I've spent next to no
I believe
time.
so, and that would cut off. The cutoff is 5 liters per lap. So if you can't go 5 liters or less per lap, you're not going to make it 22 laps. And we're working lap 20. Walters is now working on Montgomery. And he makes the pass. Salem just lets him go. Coming up to the cutting.
Yep, I got there just after that pass was complete. We got well, that's Bjorn Heyman being worked on by the leaders here. And he's right in the part where it's very difficult to let anybody by safely. And they just have to be patient. They just have to wait until it's prudent to go ahead and complete that pass. I've always likened it to a kind of a dance with enemies. You have to try not to step on each other's toes.
That's a good way of putting it.
This is where Bjorn ought to pull over and just kind of lift the throttle just enough, just like that. Let the lead car by, and hopefully the second car, but he isn't close enough. Yep, good job there, Bjorn. That's basically what we all like to see.
Pits are active. Werner is in the pits. This is on lap 21, so which I think that kind of dooms him. And so is John Ludden.
Well, that answers that question. So the Fords and the Lambos are both pretty thirsty.
11's away. And so is Werner. Moses is in the pit. And here comes teammate Taylor.
Did Warner get his pit box? It was a smoky lock, all four lock up there.
Oh yeah, Warner's long gone. And of course the Porsches all go by the pits for another lap or two.
Oh, but of course.
The Aston made it another lap. There goes David Zahn in a Ferrari. He's going another lap. Ronny Nunez leading. Oh, Ezra must have pitted too. We missed that.
Yeah, I see that.
So Ezra's back in third.
Oh, there's
Nunez is coming in now.
yeah, well, they're both coming in. Well, that wasn't pretty over the curbs.
That's gonna
hopefully it was fast.
That's gonna be it's gonna be close because he's only really completed 21 laps. So the next two are gonna have to be 22 each.
Yeah, everybody's coming in now. But not Brad.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's a no doubter. He's gonna make it. He's forcing himself to make it the entire race. Two stop.
So John, you have P Tracker up?
I do.
Doesn't it show you how many pit stops everybody's made?
Not the view that I have, no.
So after we get through our pit cycles here, Aaron Parsons is back in the lead. Brad Marys is yet to pit, and he's currently in second.
Oh, Nieto is spun. He is spun and just got passed by Nunez, Werner. He's back up to speed, but he spun in a little downhill S.
So Andrew Warner is in fifth. Has he pitted yet?
He has pitted, yes.
That's a good run.
Here comes Brad entering the pits now. Doing some curb hopping himself.
Oh, well, there's no points for style in racing.
And Barrett Roth comes in the Corvette. Kreshnik's coming in, followed by John Houston.
And I'm just seeing where Brad comes out in this gaggle. Oh, right behind a pack of three. cars don't work there, guys.
So after everybody stopped, it looks like Ezza cycles out with a 15-second lead, followed by Werner, or actually Ludden, 15 seconds back, and Werner is 22 back.
Yeah, Chris Moses just took 8th place from Salem Montgomery Jr. And they're both basically Taylor Negi Jardy at the moment. 1, 2, 3. Good stuff. Yeah, Ronny Nunez and Luis Nieto must have had, the Ferrari boys must have had some problems, because Parsons definitely has gapped the whole pack here.
Yeah, I saw Nieto had to spin at the I'm not sure what part of the track that is. The sharp downhill, right, left, right.
Oh yeah, the Aussies have a specific name for that, and I can't recall what it is. But it's quaint.
Well, it is the S's, just past Skyline.
Yeah, Salem Montgomery Jr. is coming up on the front straight, side by side. 2 Corvettes, 2 different teams. Salem has the inside line, easily takes the pass. Chris Moses falls in behind and continues pursuit here.
And Iggy just made a pit stop in the Porsche, so I believe that's his first stop. So he went a long way on fuel.
Yeah, if he didn't stop before that for any reason.
Looks like Ez's last lap was a 2:02.4, which is his best lap of the race. He's out there in clean air, really put in some good time.
Yeah, he's in his zone. That's not good news for the rest of the field.
Although Walters has done a 2:02.001 for the fastest lap of anybody. I bet when he loses a little fuel, he'll be able to get it down to the 2:01s.
So John, does it appear to you at this point that we have some confirmation of fuel mileage, that there is a difference between 2 and 3 stops possible?
I believe so, and I'm thinking that Aaron is just really giving it all he's got, because he's going to have to make another stop along with a couple of the others up front. But luckily in Assetto Corsa, you can make a stop pretty quickly for fuel only. So if he gets that gap up to 20 or 30 seconds, I think he's going to be in good shape.
Yeah, I'm just looking here at tire selection after that round of pit stops. It appears everyone's on mediums. except Iggy Jardia and Omar Gomez. Andrew Warner's having a very good drive. He's currently in third, basically keeping his nose clean and just getting her done.
Yeah, he's usually very consistent and always has good pick.
Yeah, he's got Ronny Nunez back behind him, and it looks like Ronnie's back on his pace. His teammate's about 10 seconds back of there. Martin Walters is in fifth. Taylor Montgomery in seventh. Chris Moses in eighth. Brad Mary's in ninth. Matt Taylor in 10th. Yeah, we should say that, anybody who's done some sim racing, whether on console or PC and ready to step up to racing with real flesh and blood drivers in a well-organized league, the North American Grand Prix is probably for you guys. I can tell you from experience, when you're running competitively with a group of guys like this, you're doing well. It's a supreme challenge to put it all together and race as well as these guys do. So you guys ought to stop over at the NorthAmericanGrandPrix.com and check out the forums and register for the website and look at the rules that we race under and follow the results of the season so far. I think you like what you see.
I agree. It's world-class racing. We got a good battle. Speaking of world-class racers, Werner is having a heck of a battle right now with Ronny Nunez.
Yeah, there we go. Got some lap traffic here.
They got to work on a lap traffic. That was pretty close.
Yeah, Nunez checked up there really nice. He knew that was not a good way to go. Nunez is very close. He's definitely got a draft here. He looks like he's pulling out. Oh no!
Oh no! Andrew, big crash for Andrew.
Andrew makes contact with a lap car. That was 3 abreast, guys, and that's at that speed and that kink, it's always a risk. Well, to Ronny Nunez's credit, he was definitely putting the pressure on, trying to create an opportunity. And this time it went his way.
Yeah, that was a tough situation. Andrew looks like he's got it going, and he passed the pits, so he's going to try to stick it out. Hopefully the car's not too damaged.
Well, the wing looks straight.
know Omar probably feels pretty bad about that, but he was, I saw him flashing his lights. He was telling the leaders to go by. But making it 3 wide right there or anywhere on this track is going to be difficult.
So really, he was flashing his lights? What does he think this is, GTR2?
I don't think I figured out how to flash the lights in this game yet.
Well, if it lights up the tail lights,
or at least if I do, I don't see. Yeah, it's really hard to see. In GTR2, you lit up the whole track.
right?
In AC, it's probably more realistic. During the day, you just can't see somebody flashing the lights ahead of you.
Well, what about tapping brake lights? That's always an option, isn't it?
I guess it would be.
That's what you would normally do if you want someone to come around who's behind you. They see brake lights, they know you're either slowing intentionally or otherwise. Looks like Salem's found some pace here. He's like he may be closing up here on John Ludden. Ooh, Ludden gets a big slide. Never good for your lap time. I think it's so cool the Corvette to have a TV camera in there so you can keep yourself entertained while you're racing.
Sounds a little dangerous.
Well, you never know when boredom is going to strike. Although it's probably very rare in this kind of racing here. These guys are definitely working hard tonight.
I have to ask one of those guys if they've got a DVD player in there with the screen.
Well, I've heard some guys say they play music while they're racing. It's like, I don't get it.
It looks like we've lost Caraballo. This has left the service. Meanwhile, the gap from Eza to Ronny in second place is almost 26 seconds.
Yeah. If Aaron's going to have to make an extra pit stop on those Porsches, he's going to need every ounce of gap he can get. Looks like he's definitely going to give it a shot.
Yeah, he's got Walters, who's in the Porsche, by 54 seconds. He's got plenty of time to actually do a splash and go.
Yeah, we've got John Ludden and being chased by Salem Montgomery Jr. coming up on traffic here. This is, they're getting. Oh no! Salem hits the outside wall. I didn't see whether there was actual contact with the lap car, or whether he simply got it out in the marbles and.
Oh, and Brad has looped it. He has looped it towards the. Oh boy.
I see he's going again.
Oh, turn 2.
So he's a little
He
slow
must have
getting.
caught the curb. I didn't see it happen. I just saw him when he was already sliding.
That's a shame. He had a really good run going. Well,
Yeah, and he lost the spot to Taylor.
you know, we're just approaching halfway. There's still a lot of racing to go. Here we got John McIntyre trying to hold off Kreshnev Halili. 2 Aston Martins are just going at it nose to tail here.
They've got a great sound, and also I think they're the most beautiful cars on the track.
Yeah, it looks like Aston Martin is.
Salem's in the pit,
Okay.
so he must have had some damage from that incident.
Yeah, this is where it gets.
It's like Rolf and
Go ahead.
Werner's actually got his pace going again, and he's right up there with Rolf and Brad. I think Andy was really lucky. He was able to continue because that was a pretty big accident he had there on the straightaway.
Yeah, that was hard contact with the wall, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty hard.
That was interesting coming down through there. I'm watching this battle with Brad Marys and Barrett and Andrew Warner. And Brad used a lot of curb on that. It's like it may have caught him out, but he hasn't changed his ways.
Yeah, some of the curbs are usable, and I think he must have just got a little too close to that curb in turn 2 and didn't want to hit it, but actually made slight contact, and it's just enough to spin you.
Yeah, what happens is if you're using the curb, you're awful close to the wall. If you kiss the wall, it'll just spit you across to the opposite side of the track, just as you're trying to turn that way, and your contact is usually pretty hard.
Yeah, and I just saw Brad just let those two go. He's running his own race, trying to keep his fuel race going.
Yep, I saw that. I think that's more self-restraint than I've normally been able to muster.
It's a lot of fun and a challenge to actually do a race where you know you have to save fuel the whole time. I remember doing that in some of the Saturday League races, and it was a lot of fun. But it is a challenge because it's hard to not go as fast as possible.
Yeah, the most hated words to a race driver is for his team to be telling him to keep the pace but save fuel.
It's quite a paradox.
But you know, there are some guys that just do it better than others. There are specific, driving techniques that are known for keeping close to your normal pace, but being able to use substantially less gas. Lifting at the end of the straightaway before your braking zone, and just at the last minute coasting up to your braking point instead of being full throttle. Of course, short shifting where feasible to keep the RPMs down. When all used together, it can make a difference between a win and a loss.
Absolutely.
John, you were at that Rolex 24 at Daytona. That's how the GTD race was won.
Yeah. Glad you pointed that out.
Yeah, he literally, at the end there, let cars pass him. Was it 2 cars ran out of gas that he let pass? And he brought it home and ran out of gas on the cool-down lap, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, Andrew's really getting with the program here on Barrett Rolf. It's like this is going to resolve itself here soon, I think. Now, I'm trying to remember. Were these the two that came together in the Turn 2 Schmazel at the beginning of last week's race?
I am not sure. I never did look at the replay. No, I think it was actually Barrett. Barrett made contact with Moses Caraballo.
That's right.
But it did catch up a lot of guys, and Werner was one of them.
Yeah, in fact, I saw in the penalties there were some warnings given to several drivers for the way in which they approached the carnage with not using due caution, which was I'm kind of glad to see. It's what is it? That movie Days of Thunder made famous the old stock car adage: when you see the smoke, when you see cars crashing, aim for the smoke or something.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to do. And actually, 3 or 4 drivers did get warnings, basically. They got contact warnings for unnecessary contact last week just for that, for not, for being able to see something going on in front of you and not doing all you could to avoid it.
Exactly.
Speaking of running out of fuel, I was just reading today about Sebring. The Sebring's coming up. That's the next race for the IMSA cars. And back in 1959, I believe, Bruce McLaren was racing at Sebring it was the only time F1 ever visited there, and he ran out of fuel on the last lap and pushed his car. He got out and pushed his car across the start-finish line to finish 4th, which helped seal his world championship that season.
Was that in Formula One, you say?
That was actually Formula One, yeah. They ran a race at Sebring.
Whatever it takes.
Same thing, Dan Gurney in 1966, I believe, was driving a Ford GT at Sebring, leading the race. And his engine locked up going into Sunset Bend the last corner at Sebring. I think it's Sunset Bend. He coasted to a stop and got out and pushed his car across the line, but in doing so, he was disqualified from that race because the rules were different. And he instead of he actually finished second, but he was disqualified and lost the podium. By doing that, he would have actually finished second had he stayed in his car, because there were laps ahead of I believe there were only 2 cars on the lead lap at the end of that 12 hours. So I guess the moral is, if any of these guys run out of fuel, they better not get out of the car and push.
Yeah, it's called Know the Rules. They're the same for everyone. Well, mostly.
We do have teammates, though. I've been pushed across and pushed other drivers across with my car in the GTR2 leagues. So it's a pretty neat show of sportsmanship when someone does that for you.
Yeah, I'm afraid I can't take credit for that. The only opportunity I recall is, I think it was Chris Moses ran out of gas at the Nuremberg race, approaching the start-finish line right after the last turn. And I came across it. I saw him
I think
stop.
I remember that.
You remember that? I started to slow down. And
I think we all laughed and flipped him the bird when we went by, right?
well, I slowed down, like, because I heard you guys talking, and it's like, well, should I? And it's like, a little voice in the back of my head said, no, don't do it. I drove by, and Chris had some words to say afterwards. It's like he thought he was going to get some help.
I think somebody was slowing down to help him and he hit escape.
Is that right? Yeah. He probably gave up after
Yeah,
all
I
of
think
us
so.
drove
But,
by
yeah,
him.
that is pretty fun. King Chris.
Yeah. He definitely loves to play it up, and to his credit, I mean, he's the series champion from last season, and he definitely put together a consistent string of points finishes that got the job done. Anybody could do that. Just, it's one thing to be fast, it's something else to win a championship, and it takes a lot of determination, a lot of not only just ability. What I'm trying to think of the way I want to characterize it: tenacity, perseverance, dedication. Whatever. And
Right.
yeah, again, consistently so. You just got to commit yourself every week to putting in 100% effort, and just let the chips fall where they may. You're going to have a good race. You're going to have a bad race. Everybody is. But it all shakes out at the end when there's a championship, and you see the guys that have won multiple championships here. They've earned it. And of course, people race at different levels of commitment as well as different levels of experience and ability. But I always like to say, whatever it takes to live well is what it takes to race well.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the things Chris talks about a lot on Vent after races is that, when someone... That's kind of what separates the guys that do win championships a lot and finish up front is over the course of the season is they'll actually, they'll give up spots knowing if there's a guy faster behind them, rather than sit there and try to defend and maybe get into an accident, just let them go. And especially if it's someone that is a little bit accident prone, or even if it's someone you just don't want to have a flat out battle with, because more guys behind you can catch up with you if you're having a hard battle. And these are the guys like Aaron, Brad, Chris that win championships. Over the long haul, they make the right decisions more than anybody.
Yeah, and part of that is the big picture, and because part of the way in which this series is run is the top cars carry success ballast for the next race, which makes you noticeably slower. Then, depending on how far up you finish, is how much ballast they're going to put on your car for the next race. And thinking about, okay, I don't have to defend against this guy for third place if I'm going to benefit from less weight for the next race and so on. Some guys are critical of that kind of strategy, but you know what? It's all part of what it takes to succeed.
That's correct. And I see that looks like Roth has lost that position to Andrew Werner.
Yeah, we've been following him around here, and it's finally settled down, kind of thing. So, very good driving from these two.
It's good to see.
Very consistent.
Yeah, good to see their car's not too damaged.
Yeah, yeah.
So looks like Ezza has made a pit stop, and Ronnie's back out in the lead.
And he's only 12 seconds behind here, and Ronnie still has to make a pit stop. So, yeah, this is going to get interesting. Aaron definitely has. Although, does he have top time here? No.
Well, sorry, what were you asking?
I was asking if Parsons has top time here. He's 3/10 off of the top time, best lap so far. But you know what? His consistency more than makes up for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's move back to the field here and see what's going on.
I think Ezza made the right move by he went ahead and pitted early, knowing he's going to have to make a splash at the end of the race. So once his tires started getting a little bit worn, he went ahead and changed them.
Yeah, I don't know. Me, I would, subject to tire performance, I'd run it as long as possible to make that splash and go as quick as possible.
Right, yeah, makes sense. Maybe he was running into traffic. I expect Ronnie, if he's going to make it, if he's able to stretch it to a two-stopper, he's going to have to go to lap 43, which is 4 more laps.
Yeah, we have, did we say John McIntyre retired? I just noticed that.
Oh no, I did not see that.
Yeah, so far our retirements are John McIntyre, Moses Carabello, Thomas Schubeck, Rodrigo Triana, Tommy Moore,
Felipe.
yeah, Felipe Triana, Sergio Calderon.
And I don't think Sergio or Ivan were here today, but Al did crash out too.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see him here. He must. Oh, he's still. Huh.
Yeah, he's still in the circle.
Yeah, but his name. He should have a blue number next to his name if he's in the pits.
Not sure. Maybe he hit drive so he could watch the race.
Ah, you're probably right. Looks like Barrett got back around Andrew.
Yep, sure did.
Huh, we missed that. I wonder if that was lap car induced.
pretty big gap, so it must have been some kind of problem for Andrew.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Salem's really got, his tires must be getting worn. He was definitely going as much sideways as forward there. So we should see the thirsty guys coming in about when?
Well, if they can't make it, probably 40, 41, 42. If they're going to try to make it, they're going to have to make it to lap 43.
Yeah, David Zahn finally lets Salem by. Salem looks like his car's suffering from lack of grip here. Of course, I guess his car always looks that way. Definitely one of our more spirited drivers, shall we say.
Looks like the gap from Ronny to Ezza is not shrinking at all, so Ronny's maintaining that 12-second lead.
So it'd be John. You've been taking a peek at the chat room.
Not in a few minutes.
Well, we mustn't ignore our viewers now.
Yeah, we're getting a request to have a look at Ronny and Phil. I mean, from Phil, to look at Ronny and Ezra.
Ooh, Ronnie's using a lot of curb there. Making it work.
And he stays out. I suspect he's going to go another lap or two.
Yeah, Aaron stays out.
Yeah, Aaron's definitely going to stay out. He just pitted a few laps ago. I think he pitted on 38.
Oh, that's right. He's out of sequence with these guys. Martin Walters is pitting from 4th position.
Oh, and he's in the Porsche, Adam.
Yeah, so that's
I don't think he's going to be able to make it. Unless he can go 23 laps.
Yeah, he's the first Porsche in, I think.
And that would be about 4.8 liters, a little less than 4.8 liters a lap. So maybe. I don't know though, he's got the best pace on the track.
Yeah, it's hard to have both the best gas mileage and the fastest pace.
Moses is in. And he's out. I suspect Taylor will be in a minute.
Looks like Andrew's gradually pulling back up on Salem Montgomery, and here we go again.
No, I think that's Rolf.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, the teammate.
Whew. Morton Walters just had a moment, but managed to keep it off the wall. Yeah, the gap between Ronnie Nunez running in first and Darren Parsons running in second is pretty stable, around 12 seconds.
Yeah, it's been that way for, well, 15 laps. Actually, a little less than that. $15 minutes. Here comes Ronnie. He's entering the pits now. Hopping the curbs.
Yeah, we're seeing Andrew Warner chipping away at that gap for Barrett Rolfe in 7th place.
And Aaron goes back into the lead. So that looks to me, it's about a 25-second. They switched from 12 seconds ahead to 13 behind. That's about a 25-second pit stop with tires. So, you know, if Aaron can if he can get up to about a 20-second lead, it's going to be really close.
Yeah, and Aaron's just one of those guys that just seems to always find his best pace at the end.
Looks like he's coming up on a lap car of Taylor.
Yeah, Barrett Rolfe is just coming in for his 2nd pit stop.
So he made that Corvette go the distance then, and he can make it from here.
You think?
Yeah, we're on 44 now, so that's 22 laps. Well, including 44.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right. I see.
And Taylor lets Ezra get by.
Looks like our closest gaps now are between Chris Moses in 6th, Andrew Warner in 7th, Brad Marys in 8th. We're just a couple seconds from each other. It'll be interesting to see what the pit stops do here.
Looks like Rolf and Houston are having a little battle.
Andrew Warner's
And they're
heading
followed pretty
for the
closely
pits,
by
followed by Brad Marys. Ooh, Brad got real close to that wall. Like, I guess if you're going to bang the car up, you might as well.
Contact. Rolf and Houston made contact at the end of the straightaway. Looks like, and as it squeaks through, so. Oh, and Rolf looped it coming out. His tires were covered with dirt. He's getting it going again. Just a slight contact at the end of the straightaway sent Rolf out into the sand.
Yeah, it looks like he's carrying on okay here.
Yeah, I don't think there was any minor aero damage, if anything.
Andrew Warner
Gets
comes
back
out
ahead of Andrew, who's been racing.
Yeah, exactly.
It seems like the whole race.
I know the feeling, Andrew. Cold tires. Hang on there, dude. Yeah, when you're locked in a tense battle like that, the gap doesn't change much after a pit stop, but you're a lap apart coming out on cold tires. It's just frustrating because you've got to be patient.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about this about a set of courses is the fact that the tires aren't immediately up to temp, and it takes a couple of laps. Especially if you're using hard tires, it takes about 3 or 4, even 5 laps at some tracks to reach that proper level of grip, that maximum grip.
Right. Yeah, and that's your trade-off. You know, like the mediums will come up to temp quicker and give you good grip, but they don't last as long. That's for sure.
Looks like a pretty good battle between Walters and Ludden going on now. Oh, and Ludden just lost into the S's, coming out of the S's. He hit the wall hard, head on. He's continuing, but there's some damage. Looks like he locked up his front tires, got in there a little too hard with Walters on his tail, and slid right into the wall.
You have our leader come up here on traffic. Takes a nice sweep around the outside. Nicely done. Yeah, Mike Greatdreeks kept it nice and tight. You give Aaron as much room as possible. He definitely used it all.
And the gap is up to 21 seconds.
Yeah, I see that.
Wonder if Ronny had a little problem. It was at 13 when Ronny came out of the pit, so he must have run into an issue. I think that's enough for Ezra. He's got enough time now where he can go in and get a little splash. through the field here. See Kreshnik's having a good run. He's up to 9th place. Jack Ivy in 14th. Pretty good run.
And David Zahn's just coming out of the pits in 19th position, looks like. So we've had some attrition here tonight, but I don't think more than we probably could reasonably have expected, given the challenges these guys are up against.
Yeah, exactly. This is a tough, I mean, 65 laps around this track is so hard. It is so hard to keep your concentration up with those walls. Walls are just looking to reach out and grab you every time you go in. Every single lap.
Yeah, it does give you a break though. It's got some nice, long, wide open, 2 long straightaways where you can kind of like shake your hands and get the blood flowing again and gather your thoughts up before it gets back into the... So I think that's why this track is so well liked. It's just got so much of everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really fun track to drive. That's why it's a favorite of a lot of people, all in just about every game that it's in, I'm sure. I've been driving this track for probably 15 years on different sims.
Yeah, I doubt that I'll ever make it to Australia to look at, let alone drive Mount Panorama, Bathurst. But that's one thing that these racing sims give us is an intimate knowledge of what it's like to do this and to enjoy the competition in a well-organized league like the North American Grand Prix.
Yeah, I'd love to make it over there too and take a couple laps around that track. Not sure that'll ever happen, but it'd be something to see.
Well, last race I watched last weekend, that 12-hour GT race, they were talking that it was public highway when they're not racing, public roads.
Yeah, exactly. One thing everybody will notice is the hills on this track. I was just reading there; it's over a 500-foot difference between the highest and lowest point on the track, which has to be more than any other track besides maybe Nordschleife.
Yeah, we're watching David Zahn here. That section he just came through reminds me a lot of the corkscrew at Laguna Seca, just up the road from me. But I tell you, this Bathurst rendition of that twisty downhill section with the walls and the extreme elevation drop-off really kind of makes the Laguna Seca corkscrew look like child's play by comparison, I gotta admit. We haven't talked much about John Houston. He's had a very steady drive here, currently holding 13th place. And looks like he's going to bring it home for some points here if everything goes his way.
Yeah, nice, decent drive for John. He's, I believe he got his first win last season, and I think he's got a little more pace. He's probably a little disappointed in this, but I mean, any point scoring finish is pretty good around these guys. I just wanted to correct myself. Last week I said that John is from Canada. He's actually from Alabama, but lives in Canada. He's been in Canada for a while now.
Oh, there's not much difference there, is there?
No. Y'all versus A, I guess. I think he's already he's already been converted to a Canadian. He's got a little bit of that Canadian accent going. Well, I'm showing Ronny ahead of Aaron right now by a second. Did Aaron go ahead and pit?
Yeah, if he did, I missed it. That's interesting. Hadn't expected him to pit until much later.
He may have. I bet you he may have short filled the tank. So this is going to be quite the battle now. 3-second gap. And if Aaron didn't have an accident, if he actually made his last pit stop, then this is going to be it for the race. He's going to have to pass him on track.
Well, it's interesting to see here. Got a nice little battle here going on between Brad Marys in 11th and Barrett Rolfe, but right behind him. We got to get back up the front there. I see, what is it? Just short of 5 seconds between the leader, Ronny Nunez, and second place, Aaron Parsons.
Yeah, I've been watching that. It's gone up over a second since I noticed that as it was behind. So either, hopefully he made a pit stop and he came out on some cold tires. Either that or he's got some damage and he's going to be off the pace the rest of the way.
Yeah, racing can be can be cruel sometimes. It can just go so wrong in an instant when everything looks so good.
Halili mowing the grass in front of Ezra. And he gets by okay. He caught the curb at the end of the Conrad Straight. Shot him into the grass. The gap is right at 5 seconds now, and Ezra's got he's got some clear track ahead. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, we've got Matt Taylor in 7th, running very close with Salem Montgomery in 8th. And Andrew Warner not far behind in 9th.
Yeah, that's a close battle, and then you've got the leader coming up behind them. That's going to be interesting to see how he can deal with those three who are all battling for a pretty good position.
Matt Taylor peels off to the pits.
These two guys are racing for position. I don't see them just rolling over and letting the leader go by.
Yeah, and they're just approaching the twisty bits up here on the top of the hill.
Oh, big slide.
Yep. Ronny lit,
But he's safe.
Yeah, he lit it up there a little too much.
The gap just went from 5.5 to 4 seconds.
Yeah, the gap to the leader is under 4 seconds now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He lost a 1.5 seconds to Ezra on that slide.
Keep an eye on that. I'm going to watch and see what shakes out back here at this 7th, 8th, 9th battle. Yeah, because we see the leader is lapped the field up to the 9th position.
I believe both these cars, 9th and 8th, are going to have to pit again. I know Salem is, because he was way off of, way out of the normal rotation and pit stop. And Andrew, I don't think can make it on fuel. Aaron can see him. He can see the leader. It's about a 4-second gap.
Yeah, just a matter of what point, if any, is this little Salem Montgomery and Andrew Warner going to hold up Ronnie and give Aaron a chance to close it. But right now, they've all got pretty comparable pace.
Yeah, they're far enough ahead. They're not really affecting anything. They're not affecting Ronnie at all. But I suspect if he hadn't had that little slip up on the last lap, he would already be ahead of these guys.
It's like 10 laps to go. There's our second place, Aaron Parsons. You're right. He can see his quarry right up ahead. Oh, Ronnie's right up on Andrew. Andrew moves over, let him by. Very cool. It's very difficult to give up a close race with somebody in order to stay out of the leader's way, but it's just what has to happen.
Right.
That downhill section off the mountain makes me pucker every time I watch it.
It's intense.
Aaron's making his way through some traffic here on the straightaway.
Still keeping that gap between 4.5 and 5 seconds. Aaron's running out of laps.
Yeah, it's definitely not coming down.
I don't think there's any way Aaron would have taken tires on that last stop, so his tires are actually older than Ronnie's.
Yeah, good point. That's going to be very difficult. It's a tight little battle with Brad Mary's in 9th and Krishna Halili right behind him.
That's good to see Kreshnik battling up there with Brad.
Yeah, and I was watching Kreshnik in the practice, and he seemed to have the car pretty well set up, and was definitely getting around the track at a good pace. I can remember when Kreshnik first came to NAGP. It was in the Saturday League, and we were running those Indy cars for a short period. And first time any of us had run that kind of car on the big ovals. And it was pretty exciting, to say the least. But what really made it even more exciting was, and I don't know what kind of a controller Kreshnik was using at the time, but I could see his front wheels turn like 45 degrees, snap, and then snap straight, like he was on a controller or something. It was positively terrifying, and I don't see how he could have driven that car the way he did. But he did.
Yeah, it's good to see him doing well. He's a really nice guy. And our only Eastern European.
Yeah, cool. And a pretty stable connection he's been able to achieve. And I guess it's hats off to Kunos, the publisher of Assetto Corsa, that the netcode works as well as it does after the last couple updates. I mean, Aaron Parsons is out of Perth, Australia, for Pete's sake. And it always was interesting in GTR2. His high ping would always mean that his tires are always halfway buried into the asphalt.
Yeah, his connection looks pretty good tonight. I was watching him for a long time. You can notice a little bit here and there where the car looks a little odd, but it seems pretty stable. We got a request to see if we can get on board with Walter.
Can do.
Looks like they got a good battle with Nieto going on.
Yeah, Martin Walters is actually he's up on that podium step for third place with Luis Nieto in close pursuit.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be Dominicans 1, 3, and 4 for the race. The gap to Ezra is back to 9 seconds. I think he's pretty much throwing in the towel as far as trying to fight for that win.
Yeah, it's at this point called bring it home in second, take your points, and less success ballast than the winner. They're on board with Martin coming down off the mountain here kind of thing. I can't believe I'm hearing him stabbing the power coming down between those turns. It's like I'm usually just like rolling it up trying to keep him hitting the wall.
Hence the times he's putting up. He's really quick.
Yeah, he's definitely
5 to go.
up on the wheel, as they say in stock car racing. John Houston gracefully lets John Ludden go by. Good job, guys. God, the cars take a pounding coming down off those off the mountain and those switchbacks.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the violent change in vertical elevation just unloads the car so suddenly and so violently. I mean, you're literally pulling the tires off the ground, waiting for them to come back down so you can get the car turned. Hopefully, you've got the car pointed in the right direction. It's definitely one of the most demanding. Even when you think you got it right, every time you come up to it, at least for me, it's just like, I hope I get this right again, because I'm not sure.
Whew, Ronnie had a close little moment with Omar there, trying to get by, but he made it through cleanly.
There's Salem and Andrew, still nose to tail. They've been this way through the whole race, I think.
Yeah. Looks like Martin's opening up a little gap over Luis. He's about 5 seconds ahead of him now.
Elmar Gomez does a very good job at just staying to the outside, dropping off the pace a little bit to let Andrew by so he can continue his race with Salem.
Yeah, well done. Nunez had just crashed in the S's. He's got it spun back around, and he's coming out. He's okay.
Yeah, just caught the
He had enough of a gap, it didn't matter.
the aftermath of that. Yeah, we got like 3 laps to go, and he's still looking 20 seconds to the good.
He's probably dealing with some very worn out tires.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear Al talking earlier that his little incident blew a tire. I don't think I've seen that in quite a while.
I think he said it blew his motor.
Oh, did he? Oh, well, even more so.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Just
Not
heavy,
in a mid-engine car, it's probably pretty hard to do it.
just heavy impact.
Yeah, it must have been.
We'll have to get the full report later. Yeah, at the moment, Aaron has Brad right behind him trying to get a lap back kind of thing, but it looks like Aaron's got his pace back. Car looks well behaved.
Yeah, the trickiest part of the track for me is the S's, because you come over a crest, you're turning a little bit hard on the brakes. Try not to hit too much of that curb on the left. It's just, you got to get it right every time, and if you do it, if you're on worn tires and you just get it a slight bit wrong, you're going to have trouble.
Yeah, you just carry a little more speed than you've been accustomed to, and you catch air for just a couple of milliseconds longer. It's like you don't have very good grip with the tires off the ground. Well, it looks like Andrew is making a race out of this with Salem for 6th position, and they are both a lap down.
We're now working lap 64.
Yes, we are. I don't think Salem wants to give that position up. We're on board here with Andrew Warner in his chase for the 6th position, and doesn't get any better than this, guys. Interesting, very different lines between these two guys in the downhill section. Salem's approach was really wide. Andrew was much tighter to the wall. A lot of tire smoke from Salem up front.
He's giving her all he can to hold off Andrew.
John, try to keep an eye on the when the leaders approach in the start finish.
Yep. Yeah, he just crossed start finish to start the final lap. heading up the mountain straight now.
Okay, so they're right behind this battle that I'm following here for 6th. Just waiting to see how this shakes out. Well, this is our last lap here. Win, lose, or draw. This has been a very good effort by these guys. I wish I was out there.
Looks like the gap's grown to 30 seconds. Aaron's just cruising on home. He's got 23 to third place.
Yeah, and this gap between Andrew and Salem has not changed. Two very different cars. The C7 Corvette, front engine, V8, and the mid-engine Lamborghini. V10, I believe, right?
Yes, I think so.
Is this the Huracan, they call it? The new Lamborghini?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I heard someone say that this season's car pack is all current cars for the World GT Endurance.
Yep. Ronny is heading through the chicane at the end of the straight now. He's getting ready to take the checker.
We have him coming down to the last turn.
One more to go. Or one more turn to go, I should say. Well done. Great
Nice
race.
drift around the last turn. And our winner, Ronny Nunez. Excellent job.
And Salem held off Andrew.
Are they still racing?
No. Here comes Aaron around the last corner for second. Good finish for Kreshnik, 10th. Jack Ivy brings it home, 16th, gets a point. Here comes Taylor, Bjorn, and Martin Walters. Walters gets third, Nieto fourth, and Ludden fifth.
I tell you, it looks to me like Salem and Andrew are still racing.
Well, it's just for fun because they've already finished the race.
Someone ought to tell them that
They finished behind
Yeah,
Nunez.
somebody ought to tell them the race is over. They're having too much fun.
Well, what a race, Marty.
Yes, it was. It went by pretty quick. Well, I have to thank a few people for the suggestions and support for putting together this broadcast. And John and I are new at this, and it's been an interesting challenge to solve some problems. Apologies for some of the video anomalies last week. Hopefully it looked noticeably better here tonight. And for some audio embarrassments earlier in the evening, pre-race, but we're getting it. And so we'll see you next week for round 2. John, do you know where the race is?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and no, I don't. But
we'll figure it out, and we'll be here. If you're here, you'll know too. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you. Take care.
Night, John.